Hey everybody! I am getting ready to go on a trip this weekend, so I'm gonna make this kind of short. But I haven't posted a video in a while, so I wanted to share my thoughts with you today on treating symptoms versus finding the root cause of our negative emotions. A lot of people, and I just want to start by saying treating symptoms isn't a bad thing. It's just very important that you recognize that you're only treating symptoms when you're treating symptoms and that you continue searching for the root cause of your negative emotions. That being said, obviously, this is something that I had to learn on a personal level first. One of the things that really nailed this on the head for me is I realized in my life that I was trying to find a reason for my depression. And sometimes people are just depressed. It's sadness. That's an emotion, and that's part of the human experience. And so for me, I felt like I needed to know why I felt depressed, and I would look at the things going on in my life, and anything that wasn't perfect, I would be like, oh, that's causing my depression. That's a huge issue. I got to fix that. And while that was important, it was oftentimes just a symptom. So, for example, maybe I had a friendship or a relationship at work or something that was really struggling, and I was sad, and I would link the two together because they were both at the front of my mind. I happened to be sad one day, and I happened to be struggling with a coworker or with a friend. And so I would think that that relationship was the issue, when really, a lot of the times for me, I was just sad. And it's really hard for people to sit with their negative emotions. A lot of times we really push ourselves to have a reason, because if there's a reason, then we can fix it. And with emotions that are negative, we're taught from a very young age not to feel those emotions and then that they're bad. And that's not true. It's just not true. That's part of being human. There is no human on the face of this planet that has ever gone their whole life without feeling negative emotions. And that's part of being human. We're not broken things because we have negative emotions. A lot of the times those negative emotions serve us. We just need to have a healthy relationship with those negative emotions. How do you do that? For me, I found that I was self-medicating by working really hard when I was depressed or when I was anxious or when I was sad, whatever that negative emotion was that I didn't want to feel. I would go to work and I would just kick ass. I would work extra hours. I would go above and beyond on projects or on presentations, or sometimes it wasn't even that I was able to be extra productive. I was just spending more time working because I was avoiding those negative emotions. And so I needed to learn to sit with my negative emotions and experience them and let them be. Because a lot of the times when we push ourselves to avoid or fix these negative emotions that need to be there, that need to be felt. My cat is biting me right now. Stop it. Sorry. Kitten life. When we push ourselves to avoid those negative emotions and we push ourselves to do positive things when we really need to feel those negative emotions, we're causing more exertion on our human experience, and we are causing those negative emotions to build up, and then later we end up having to feel those negative emotions on a higher level and in a more concentrated amount because we've been building up that emotion. It's not just going to go away on its own. You've got to let yourself feel those negative emotions. And the age-old idea is that you appreciate the positivity when you experience the negativity. You can't really understand what light is without darkness. So is darkness bad? I say no. Darkness isn't bad. Darkness can serve us, but we manipulate that darkness to become so much worse than it needs to be, and then it doesn't serve us anymore. And in fact, it can also harm others. Let yourself sit with those emotions. Don't get drowned in them. Allow yourself to feel those emotions in a healthy manner and regulate yourself, and then be done with it. Finalize those emotions and move forward to something more positive after you've allowed yourself to feel those emotions. Don't go days and weeks and months feeling the same negative emotion when it's not going to serve you. If you're grieving, that's a whole nother thing. Grieving processes are different for everybody, and it's different for every circumstance and situation. But regardless, if you're grieving or if you're simply going through negative emotions that are unpleasant, you need to let yourself do that, or those emotions will build up and become worse, and then they don't serve you. If you have any questions, I could talk about this forever. I really could. Reach out to me. Everybody's different, and these videos are general, but your circumstance and your situation is unique. And sometimes you just need someone to talk to. Sometimes you need someone to bounce ideas off of. Sometimes you need someone to help you figure out how to regulate those emotions or where to go to find resources to help with those emotions. I'm a huge advocate of therapy. I think therapists are fantastic. There's definitely some therapists that are not great and some therapy types that I don't agree with. But in general, having a healthy person on the outside that can look in and help you see things a little clearer, who can listen to you and bounce ideas around together to find a healthy path for you to learn to address those negative emotions without getting drowned in them and not avoiding them, that's a great thing. If you need someone to talk to, or if you have questions, feel free to reach out to me. Reach out to your loved ones. Reach out to your friends and family if you have them. You're not alone. We're not all on this earth just to go through our shit alone. That's something that I will say till the day I'm dead. That we are on this earth all together for a reason. There's plenty of planets out there. We could have all had our own. That's not the point. This human experience is not something you have to do alone. There are people all around you who want to help, who are able to help, as long as you know who to ask and have the courage to ask. It's time to connect.